Integrating Cloud ERP with OIC. In this lab, you will use Oracle integration to make a connection to your Cloud ERP instance. From there, you will build a basic application integration that creates an order. After that, you will create a process that allows for human approval. You will create a process form that allows you to enter order information. The process allows you to define workflow approval and call an integration to create an order within ERP. Before beginning the lab, we need to gather prerequisite information. Obtain Oracle Cloud ERP information. First, we are going to gather and obtain Oracle Cloud ERP information. Obtain Oracle Cloud ERP connection URL. Usernames to Oracle Cloud ERP environments are bala.gupta. Obtain password information used to log into your cloud environment. Obtain Oracle Autonomous Data Warehouse information. In order to obtain the Autonomous Data Warehouse information, you will need the following to be able to connect to the Oracle Autonomous Data Warehouse: wallet file, wallet password, database user and password, database service name, and create table. Create connection to Oracle Cloud ERP. Next, we are going to create connection to Oracle Cloud ERP. To do so, log into the Oracle Integration Cloud and click on Integration. From the menu on the left hand side, this will take you to the integration portion of the Oracle Integration Cloud, from where we can build integration between applications. We will first create connections to all the applications we plan on connecting to in our integration. In our case, a connection to Oracle Cloud ERP and Oracle Autonomous Data Warehouse. Now select Connections from the menu on the left to take you to the Connections page. Once on the connection page, click on the Create button on the top right corner. In the search bar, type in ERP and select Oracle ERP Cloud. Click on the Select button. You will be prompted to enter a name and then enter ERP Cloud in the name section, and the identifier will auto-generate. Leave the role as trigger and invoke. Click the Create button. We now have to input the credential for our Oracle ERP Cloud connection. This consists of a connection URL and a security credential. Here, the security credentials are for the user you use to log into ERP Cloud. Please note that the capabilities of the adapter will change according to what roles and responsibility the user has been assigned. For example, if your user doesn't have privileges within the ERP system to view order information, you will not be able to use the corresponding APIs with the adapter. First, click on the Configure Connectivity button to enter connection URL. Enter connection URL for Oracle Cloud ERP. And then click OK button at the bottom. Click on the Configure Security button to enter security credential. Enter security credential. And click the OK button at the bottom. Scroll to the top and click on Test button and then the Save button. Now we'll create a connection to the Autonomous Data Warehouse. To do so, click on the Create button on the top right corner. Enter ADW in the search bar and select Oracle ADW. Select the ADW option. You will be prompted to enter a name for the connection you are trying to build. Enter ADW ERP in the name section and the identifier will auto-generate. Leave the role as trigger and invoke. Click the Create button. Click on Configure Connectivity button to enter connection properties. Enter value of the service name field. You can get this from the wallet in the tnsnames.aura. Then click on the OK button. Click on the Configure Security button to enter security credential. Upload your wallet file and enter all the security details. Then click on the OK button. Scroll to the top and click on the Test button and then the Save button. Now we are going to start creating an integration. Click on Integration from the menu on the left hand side. Click on Create button on the top right corner to create a new integration. Select App Driven Orchestration. An integration details page will pop up. Enter a name for your integration. The identifier will auto-generate. The other fields can be left as is. Click the Create button. Add and configure REST adapter. Our integration needs a REST adapter. You will be taken to a canvas where you can drag and drop the connection that you have configured earlier and map data between applications. It is also possible to create complex logic using the action icons such as for loops, switch statements, error handling, etc. Click on the plus icon to add your first adapter. In the search bar, type in the sample to bring up the sample REST endpoint connection. This is a REST adapter configured to be a trigger. Using a REST trigger will expose the integration that we built as a REST API. You will be taken to the page to configure the REST endpoint. Enter request for a name and click the next button. Enter /order in the relative URI column. Select post from the drop-down as the action you want to perform on the endpoint. Check boxes to configure a request payload and configure to receive response. Then click the next button. Select JSON sample from the drop-down in the request payload format. Click on Enter sample JSON inline. Copy and enter the payload from the lab guide in the text box and click the OK button. This is the structure of the request payload format you want your API to have. Click the next button. Select JSON sample from the drop-down in the response payload format. Click on Enter sample JSON inline. Copy the payload from the lab guide and enter the payload in the text box and click the OK button. This is the structure of the response payload format you want your API to have. Click the next button. Review the summary and click Done. Now we need to add and configure the Oracle ERP adapter. Hover over the gray line below the REST adapter. A plus icon will pop up and then you can click on it. Type in ERP Cloud or whatever name you gave your ERP connection and select it. Input a name for the connection. Create ERP order and click the next button. Select the first action and click the next button. Select services from the Browse by drop-down. Type in order in the search bar. Select Order Import Service from the list and then select Create Orders from the drop-down menu. Then click Next. Review the summary and click Done. Next, we will add and configure the ADW adapter. Hover over the gray arrow underneath the ERP Cloud adapter. Click on the plus icon and enter the ADW connection name. Select the ADW connection In the configuration wizard, input the name as data warehouse. From the operations drop-down, select perform an operation on the table. Select insert as the operation and click next. Select admin from the schema drop-down. Table type can be left as table. From the table list, search for the table you want to input data into. In our case, it is the orders table. Select orders and click the single arrow pointing to the left. Click Import Tables button. Select Transaction Identifier as the primary key, then click OK. This will take you to the previous screen where you can click the next button, Review Summary, and click Done. Map to create ERP order. Now we will map the data. To do so, map to create ERP order and then click the pencil icon. The mapping canvas will open. Our goal is to map data elements from the source column on the left to the target column on the right. Expand request wrapper from sources column and request from target column. Expand order under request. You can map data elements from source to target by clicking and holding the data element and dragging it over the data element to which you want to map it to. Click and hold transaction identifier and drag it to the source transaction identifier. Once you are over the target element, let go of your mouse and the element should be mapped. This is signified by a line between both elements. Also map transaction identifier to source transaction number. Next, let's hardcode a value to a target element. Right-click on the source transaction system and click on Create Target Node. A box will pop up in the bottom of the screen. Enter leg 1 and then click the checkbox on the right. Now we will finish mapping the rest of the data elements from source to target. Click the Validate button on the top right corner and then close. Now we need to map to data warehouse. To map data to ADW, click on the Map to Data Warehouse. Select the pencil icon. Map data elements according to the lab guide. Then validate and close the mapper. Similarly, we need to map to the request. To map data to ADQ, click on the Map to Data Warehouse. Select the pencil icon. Map data elements according to the lab guide. Then validate and close mapper. Now tracking your integration using monitor integration. Now we are going to monitor and track our integration. Click on the hamburger icon on the top right corner and select tracking. Drag transaction identifier to the tracking field. All integration need at least one unique tracking field assigned before they can be activated. This allows for you to identify your integrations in monitoring and is a very useful field to keep track of within running integration. Once done, click Save. Now we need to enable your integration. In order to enable our integration, we have to click the switch button to activate your integration. Select the checkbox to enable tracing. This allows you to see integration that have run in the monitoring section. Select the checkbox to include payload. This will allow you to see the data being sent to the integration and how it is being processed. You can access your activated API by clicking the gear icon against the integration and clicking the endpoint URL. Testing and monitoring your integration. You can test your integration using a tool like Postman. Enter your API URL. Select Post Action from the drop-down. Under the Authorization tab, select Basic Auth for the type drop-down. Enter the username and password for your OIC environment. From the Body tab, select Raw type and JSON from the drop-down for your request payload. Enter the payload from the lab guide to test your API. Then click Send button. Verify your response payload and that the status is 200 OK. To view runtime details of our integration, let's go to the monitoring section. Select Monitoring, select Tracking. Find your integration and click on the transaction identifier, our tracking field. While we had developed this integration, notice that your integration path is all green. If there was an error, it would be signified with red at the point of failure. Click on the hamburger icon on the top left. Select Activity Stream. You can view the payload and data transformations that happen throughout your integration. Select any of the messages for more in-depth view. This is very useful tool when trying to debug integrations. In this lab, you learned how to build an end-to-end integration with Oracle Cloud ERP and the Oracle Autonomous Data Warehouse using the Oracle Integration Cloud Platform, which is a low-code development platform. To learn more, please watch the other lab walkthroughs in this Pass for SaaS workshop.